I've seen it before. Only one. I'm a lonely person.
I'm gonna drag us into the peep show too. Just so
Okay,
All
sounds
right.
good. Yeah, sure. Let them message to all that stuff. Let me know when we.
Scary big picture of AOC.
I gotta refresh this shit because if we're live, then I gotta. Nope, we're still not live.
Yeah,
Top
we're
5. Okay, we're
people
live.
are starting.
Are they starting to come in?
A few.
Okay.
We got people
everybody.
trickling in.
Hello, everybody. You can maybe
Stragglers.
see- You'll be seeing AOC's giant green face soon. Very soon.
What were they shining like weird Muppet
Yeah,
lights?
I
at
don't
her?
know. It looks strange. I gotta say, money on the fucking lipstick though.
It's subtle. What I like
Absolute
about it
money.
is the subtlety.
Absolute money.
Yeah.
Happy Easter. It's not Easter. It's almost Good Friday though. Let me put this on the big screen. Woo! Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
Are we live?
We're live soon.
Live.
I can see me.
Hey,
can
there
see
we are.
you.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Hey.
We're live. Oh.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I love the rage.
Fucking thing sucks.
You know what he's talking
love
about? The Mueller report.
That was Bart. Just like, I gotta release it.
fucking
I gotta
thing
release it.
Sucks.
Do you think that they thought they were gonna get away with not releasing it? They were just gonna be like, anyway, it's in. So here's my book report for you. I put some puffy paint on the cover, and I got a yarn thing going down the side.
Did he feel like when he was doing that, when he's doing the press conference today, when he's going to release the report, didn't he feel like a bad magician trying to make you look at one hand?
Right, yeah.
He's just like,
Well, he's just like-
nothing up my sleeve, and then like a wrench
Yeah,
falls
exactly.
out.
He's got one of those wands you pull the end of, and
Yeah.
the flower comes
Yeah.
out. He's like, pertlunk. Hey, and you're like,
Is this
the
your
fuck
card?
outta here. No? All right, hang on. I got some more
God.
cards
Jesus.
to look for. All right.
Redacted. How about that report, guys? If you want to know a detail about that report, everybody, check us out on Monday. We covered a story on this week's show that was essentially the whole show, and it was a 14 points of the Mueller report by the Atlantic. 14 sort of takeaways, big takeaways, and we covered it on this week's show. So on Monday there will be something of a deep dive into the Mueller report.
Titanic Rain 7592 says, notice me. I've never been noticed. I feel so bad for you right now. Like never? Never?
Oh, well, you've
I'm
been
not gonna
noticed
notice
now.
them. I'm
You've
not.
been
No,
noticed.
I still refuse to do it.
Unnoticed.
still
Ian
refuse
just said to him, unnoticed. That's mean. Super mean, Ian.
Ian's the meanest.
I'll tell you what. I would if Ian was mixing something for me, I'd fire him. I'd just fire him if I could.
So when you edit the new Mueller show, are you going to redact it instead of edit it?
I don't know. I don't do the final edit anymore. Ian does the final edit. Ian, will you be redact part of the show?
Wait, yeah, just your parts.
You really are fired.
I hope instead of editing things out, I hope there's just a sound of a squeaky marker across a page.
Be nice, Monica. I thought she'd be fatter. Well, I thought she'd be nicer, Monica.
Somebody likes our studio, so
Okay.
thank you very much.
This is
hey, courtesy of our patrons.
our patrons. The patrons.
So if you like it,
do this. Yeah, and if
give
you
us some money.
Yeah, if you like the
We'll
studio,
continue to
you
make
can
it
help
nicer.
fund this studio.
Yeah.
The guy, we write him a check every month for the studio.
It turns
So-
out if you forget, he texts you.
Yeah.
Where's the rent?
Where's the rent?
And you have to say, "Oh shit,
That's a nice studio
Give
you
him the
got here.
rent.
Yeah, be a shame if something were to happen to it, huh?
Oh my god.
So we have a couple of. I have a neck beard you guys would be jealous about. Well, that's mean. I have a neck beard. I didn't not a shave today. But
They're saying that he's got one that we'd be jealous. The neck beard. I've never been jealous of somebody's neck beard. I've never seen a neck beard and been like,
there was a
know
guy.
what? That's money.
What was
I
I,
gotta get
watching?
that.
Cops, maybe. And there was a dude. No, it was Judge Judy. I was watching Judge Judy, and there was a dude who all this was shaved and literally just the neck.
Yeah, we saw somebody like
I
that
was
in an
like-
airport.
What the fuck is that?
Are you a people watcher? Do you like? Yeah. Somebody would be like, "This is a good look. This is a solid look.
How does that person own a mirror? I mean, seriously. Or a phone or whatever it is.
At what point do you think they like grew a full beard and then shaved off all but the neck, or they were just like, you know, like
They didn't mess up. They're just like,
well, but you ever do that? Like you
Yeah.
have a beard and you're like, it's time to get rid of it, and you
not since
shave
I was
part
20.
of it. You've had a beard since you were 20?
I've had a goatee since I was 20
I've
at
had
least.
yeah. But like I've had variations on the theme. I've always had some facial hair, but like when you go to like shave it, you like kind of play a little bit, like yeah. It's almost like somebody had like a full beard, was like like playing around, and then there's like phone rang and they forgot, like, oh, I went outside. Oh my God.
Who's okay, you wouldn't know it. I'm gonna ask Chat. Chat, who was the big barbarian from Game of Thrones and Aquaman? His name's Jason. I want to say Momoa, but I don't know if that's correct.
I think it's mimosa, and that's orange
Jason
juice
Mimosa
and champagne.
But
Momoa.
it's Momoa. Jason Momoa. Thank you, Twitch. Yeah. So that guy started a business about canned water or something. I saw it on an Instagram thing. Now he's doing canned water instead of bottled water because he doesn't want to pollute as much. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, Aquaman's making water. That's number one. Number two, Tom shaved his beard off, because you'd have seen that guy. He's got that big, like, gnarly ass beard and the man bun. And he shaves the beard off. He goes out there and he starts shaving it off, and he's, shaving away, and he's talking about getting a fresh start because he got canned water or whatever, yada, yada, yada. And then he looks at the camera. Motherfucker's still handsome. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I shaved this thing off. I look like Quasimodo.
I can't imagine.
With it, I look like Quasimodo, but without it, I look even more horrifying. Covers up a
When I
significant
met you, did
portion
you
of-
have facial hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Always had.
I've
always
had facial
it.
hair since high school.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I can't imagine what I would
I've
look
had facial hair since I was 5.
I was born with facial. I know. I'm just saying, like,
You should see my back, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, you shouldn't see my back.
there was that moment where you were like, I could grow. It's never coming off. It's never coming off. I had a baby face.
If I could cover up part of my face, like if I could cover this up, this is great. This is good shit. Oh yeah, Quasimodo.
Sorry to hear about your home Quasimodo.
Oh, so rough this week. That
sucks.
That does suck. Did you see the people that were posting photos of like the gold cross that survived and whatnot? I'm like, yeah, but the church didn't, you assholes.
God saved it. God could have just like not
Not done any of that. Yeah.
Can you imagine being the fucking renovations worker
Who's like the whoopsie
started
that shit?
You're like, oh, I had a real bad day at work. Oh, I had a real bad day at work.
Accidentally sets down his torch.
I know.
On the altar.
Bill, did you turn off the torch?
Yeah.
Yes.
They fucked that thing up though. That thing when the
they did.
spire fell and all that. I mean, it's a beautiful church. It's a really gorgeous church. There's actually, if you're in France though, there's a place called Notre Dame of Amiens, and I don't know exactly where it is in comparison to Paris, but it's a bus ride away. And I went to Amiens to see their church, and I think, and I don't know, but I think it's the second largest church in the Catholic Church in the world, next to St. Peter's Basilica, and it's fucking enormous in comparison to Notre Dame.
Really?
It's huge, and it's really beautiful. So, there's another church that looks very similar to it that is in France. That is
so we can just go to that.
Just go that one instead, and it's been restored. It was bombed in the war, and they restored it and stuff like that. So
all that damage
when
from
they
some guy
surrendered.
overheating a hot pocket in the microwave. Like it just.
Oh no! All right, we got some stories we're gonna do with you guys. What do you say? Sound good?
right, let's do it.
Okay. All right, so let's get started. Here's a green AOC for you.
Why does AOC look so great? It is.
I gotta say,
weird.
her lipstick is money. Look at how perfect that is.
Well, but it's like adjusting the tint on your TV. It like goes green, but the reds pop out.
Yeah.
Like and she just walks around with like a green light.
Do not adjust your AOC.
Just all right, this is from GQ. Kentucky Republicans worried inviting AOC to meet with coal miners might backfire. When you read this article, replace the word might with will assuredly backfire.
Absolutely. And I want to marry it to this other article. We'll talk about them in tandem. It's this one here. This is Fox News wildly misjudged how popular Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All plan is. Basically, they had a town hall, and everybody stood up and cheered. A lot of people in the audience stood up and cheered with that. And these marry very well together, because what they talk about is the Republicans are really going to have an uphill battle when the Republicans, actual on the ground people who vote Republican, start meeting actual populist candidates that are for the people, because it may be the first time they've ever met one.
Yeah, I like true progressive candidates right now have the ear of the world in a backlash way.
Yeah,
they've got there's a tremendous amount of leftist momentum right now that they have no answer for, and I know they have no answer for it because this article about the coal miner basically is like, this guy in Kentucky's like, well, maybe you should come down here and talk to the coal miners in my fucking coal mining district about your Green New Deal because they're going to feel sad they're out of jobs. And she immediately was like, I'd be happy to come talk to them because the Green New Deal involves funding their fucking pensions, which you guys have refused to do for years. So I'd be happy to come down to a town hall, right? Yeah. And talk to them about their options and talk to them about the pension that we'll fund. And then he was like, well, you were mean to my friends, so you can't come to Kentucky.
That's
and
essentially
I'm not
it.
even making
That's essentially
it up.
because she tweeted something at someone, and it was because that Representative Omar, they've been I don't know if you saw this last week when President Trump he tweeted out that video.
Oh my God!
And the video
the 9/11 video?
it just basically has her with one single quote in it. And it's mischaracterizing what she was talking about.
So they're mischaracterizing a Muslim in reference to 9/11? That's should write that down.
That's weird.
It's probably not likely to recur.
Well, what's
so
funny
make a
is
note
all
of it.
those people who found the clip of Trump saying after that happened, basically saying, "Yeah, I have the biggest building in New York now." You know, like,
oh, I forgot about
so
that.
he was
bragging.
He was
joking.
a shitty asshole about 9/11 back then, but now it's a Republican talking point, so it's a sacred object, and so. Basically, she was mean to somebody because of that Republican Representative Omar thing. So that's what
that like fucking political tragedy farming that those fucking people do is just, it's so blatant. Like, I can't imagine a world where that's not incredibly transparent. Like, I feel like I could have lost family in that and been like more appalled than I am. You know what I mean? Like, they're farming that shit for political wins.
Right.
Like, it's so transparent. Who is moved by that?
I don't know.
Well,
I think that, you know, there is a sense of people that are that mistake that sort of loss for patriotism.
Yeah.
And so they conflate those two feelings, and then they just, that's all they think about is that if you somehow if you do anything but, jerk off on the, on this idea, then you're against it, right? It's still, if you're not with us, you're against this sort of feeling.
I thought we were supposed to conflate bald eagles with patriotism.
I know, right?
Like, how many things am I supposed to conflate
There's a
with
lot of
patriotism?
things. There's a lot of things.
Patriotism.
Yeah.
There's like a whole list
Flag,
of things that are patriotism.
American apple pie,
Guns,
Ellis Island,
big
Statue
trucks.
of Liberty, big trucks with smokestacks.
That's true. No stepping on snacks.
A Miller Lite on a Friday night or something. There's something in a country song. There's something in a country song.
Football. Maybe a hound dog.
Baseball, I thought, not football.
I don't know. It depends on how far south you are, right?
I guess
maybe
that's
Texas
true.
isn't football is definitely
the troops.
the troops.
The troops. We got to remember about the troops.
That proud to be an American song. That song is our national anthem.
Ian, find that song.
That's our national anthem, right? Didn't they replace it recently?
Yeah. Well, football is, I think, now taking over as the sport of patriotism because of that whole standing, sitting down Catholic Church thing they did last year, where you could kneel, now you can't. Yes, you can. No, you can't. Sort of thing. The dance that they did last year.
Right.
The Kaepernick dance.
Colored ribbons. Colored ribbons are the new America.
You're absolutely right. There we go. Thank you, Ian.
Do we put our hand over our heart during that part? I hate this song.
I hate this song too.
This might be the worst song in the world.
Okay, I gotta find it. No, shut it off. I can't hear you.
copyright
I can't.
Yeah, good.
We're getting copyright.
Oh, who cares? We're not making money off this anyway.
Lee Greenwood is not listening.
Yeah, Lee Greenwood. Come on.
God.
All right, I'll jump to the good part.
Okay.
There's a good part.
Cause the flag
I stand
still
corrected.
stands for freedom.
I
And
can't.
they can't take that away.
I can't this.
And I'm proud to be an American.
I can't.
Where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died.
It's the worst song I've
He's
ever
even
heard.
he's so bad at it too.
Gladly stand up for you and defend her still today.
Except for that I didn't actually defend her in the first place.
Yeah, I never actually defended her. No defending included.
But now I'm too
Yeah.
old to enlist.
All right, that's enough.
Turn it
you.
off forever.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God, the freedom, it burns.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The
fuck.
worst part about that song, and Ian could correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like it's all done with like stock sounds from a synthesizer. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like somebody just made it with like one synthesizer and they just found like, you know how you used to have like the Roomba sound or whatever, like the dun 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 dun. Like they found like the Lee Greenwood like
Casio
like, there's like a
button?
Casio button that just did it. I'm sure of it.
Well, the lyrics were certainly written by a fucking cliche ad-libs machine. Just that's like the whole, it's like ad-libs, cliche, patriotism. You're just like, okay, I need a symbol for America. Flag! Okay, write flag down. It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh man, so bad. So anyway,
I'm pretty sure they used to sing this at the church where I grew up. Oh my gosh.
So
That's disgusting.
AOC decides that she's going to go down there, and they basically disinvite her because they're like, "No, we're terrified. We're terrified that you'll come down and actually talk some sense into these people because they've been voting against their own interests for so long. All you have to do is say, but I won't do that, and they'll vote for you."
And then what I love is that they're like, well, you're disinvited. And then her spokesman says, oh, well, you know what? Kentucky still has open borders.
I love that so much.
So we're still going to go and do a town hall in Kentucky and talk to people. And also, we checked, and there are no coal mines in your district.
I will say, I will say this: Kentucky does have open borders, but I do support the wall. So the other story that dovetails with this so nicely is Bernie Sanders,
Oh, fucking
oldest
killed it.
man on the planet. Although, you know, I was worried about Bernie Sanders because he is 1,000,000 years old. I think he's
super old.
maybe a year or two older than Trump. I might be misremembering. People in chat can correct me on how old Bernie is. But I thought Bernie was either as old or very close to as old as Trump, or maybe even a couple years older. And so I was a little worried. But listening to him talk here, he's still amazing. Like he's not like probably going through dementia like Trump. He's like clearly still got
He's
his
sharp as
He's still
shit.
sharp.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, for sure.
what they talk about in this clip, it's a Fox News town hall, and the Fox News people are trying to get a gotcha moment where they try to say, well, how many people here support the Medicare for all? And the crowd erupts in cheers. They must not have vetted the crowd very well.
Well, they said in the article that like the crowd was like a mix of so they normally would seed the crowd, but the crowd is a mix of left and right. And what I thought was interesting is before they asked that question, they're like, all right, how many people here get their health care provided to them through their employer, through an insurance? And almost everybody raises their hand. So that tells you that those people in the crowd are insured.
Right.
And then it's like, and how many of you would still want Medicare for all? And they fucking all lose their mind because we've all come to recognize at this point that insurance is not a safeguard against medical bankruptcy.
Right.
Insurance doesn't do anything. So people that have insurance are like, I've got that and it still sucks.
Yeah.
I want something else.
Yeah. Well, you know, we were talking about it before we started recording, but one of the things that Bernie talks about in this is that the premiums would pay for your premiums you pay at your place of employment. Most people do have insurance. Mm-hmm. Those premiums would be paid by your employer, or that are normally paid by you and your employer would just be paid by you and, you know, the taxes that you're paying. The premiums would go, but then you wouldn't have to do all the extras that you currently have to do, which is, you know, I have a PPO, so I have to pay 20% of everything that I get. And I know you have something similar, so you have to pay, these medical expenses come up, and these can sometimes be thousands of dollars, depending on what you're having done. And the one thing we were talking about beforehand is, you know, the healthcare industry is $1 trillion industry.
Is that all?
So
That seems-
it's a lot. It seems like a large portion of our 12%.
trillion?
12% of our actual, you know, final outcome of how much what is the GDP or whatever. It's 12% or something like that. It's a lot of money. And so you're talking about a shit ton of money that is getting poured into this. There's powerful interests that want to keep it keep it a for-profit system. But think about it this way: if a lot of those people are going to get jobs in the government instead of working for private, because the government would take over some of those systems, right? So some of those systems would just now be government jobs instead of private jobs. They may not pay as much. They may, I don't know. But when it comes down to it, if you take out the profit portion of that, suddenly your healthcare costs could start going down pretty dramatically. Well, we're talking about a system that works everywhere else. And it works everywhere else without them revolting every time they see their paycheck. It works just fine. And what happened in this town hall is they just did not pay attention. They didn't pay attention, and they're trying to ask gotcha questions about they tried it in Massachusetts or they tried it in Vermont and it didn't work. And it's it's hard to do on a scale like that. But if it's all in, it's all in. And it's not as hard to do on a large country because other countries have done it just fine.
They always treat it like, well, how would it possibly work? And it's well, it literally works everywhere else.
We have plenty of models.
We don't have to invent the wheel. We've got dozens of different wheels, and all of those wheels have better health outcomes.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's people in chat right now that are also have, they have Medicare for all or whatever you would call it, single payer healthcare from their government. I'm sure there's plenty of people that have that.
I mean, if there's anybody from literally any industrialized country outside the U.S., you have a single-payer healthcare system.
Yeah.
Because nobody else has the garbage system we have,
Right.
which is no system, which is if you can afford healthcare, you can have some.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to Restream?
I had to restart it because there was no messages.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah, here's somebody. I work for a significant health insurance company. I still support going single-payer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Australia, works fine here. I live in Canada. I was literally at a hospital because my girlfriend were in a minor fender bender. She paid nothing. Yeah. I'm in the military, so I have socialized healthcare, and I love it.
Yeah.
America should copy other countries that have their shit together. Yeah. Absolutely.
All these, yeah. And there's a lot of candidates. They mentioned Mayor Pete, and there's a couple others. But there's a lot of candidates that are definitely talking about this. And this is something that I think, if there's a rebound from what we're currently doing, there's will to get this done. And, maybe this is the one thing that motivates the largest voting bloc, the millennials. Maybe this is the one thing that motivates them.
Maybe.
There's a guy, Andrew Yang. I watched his, he's going to give people a universal basic income. And that's his platform. He wants to give every adult that's in America $1,000 a month. And that's his thing. That's what he wants to do. And he wants to do it because there's jobs that are taken over by automation that he wants to get the money from those companies that have eliminated jobs through automation. And he wants to give some of that money to people as a universal basic income. I will tell you, and we talked about this beforehand, but I will say, there's some people that are voting Republican all the time. They may hear that and think, well, shit, this may change.
$1,000 a month changes a lot of people's lives.
Couple $1,000 a month if you're a couple.
Yeah.
It could really change your life. And so, especially the people that are living on the margins right now, that could change a lot of things. So that may be something that changes people's, minds about stuff. I don't know how the math works out, right? I don't know how his math works out.
No.
But he's a businessman, so you should trust him.
Outside of the universal basic income.
Because businessmen are great at politics.
That's why we should hire one for president now.
Politicizing.
That's why the deficit's going
where
up.
it is.
Way
around.
Way up.
Hey, Ian, you should put on one of those things. You should put on one of those things that does the subscribe to us or whatever. The subscribe on YouTube or Twitch or one of those.
Yeah, dude, make people like us more.
There, Twitter. Follow us, guys, on Twitter. You should do that. Or whatever that Twitter thing is.
Gary will love you for
it. You could do one of those. All right, we have another story.
Let's cover it.
We're going to do one more story. A brain. Speaking of a brain.
This is incredible. It's from CNN. The White House has reached peak ridiculousness on Donald Trump's taxes. Yeah, they fucking have.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Sarah Huckabee Sanders talking about Trump's tax return. So there's more momentum, and there's actually some possibility that the House could force Trump to release his tax returns. And so, here's Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Are you going to play the clip?
No, we'll just talk. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
So here's what she says. I don't think that the Congress is smart enough to review the thousands of pages that is probably Trump's tax returns.
Thousands of pages.
Probably.
That's a lot of deductions.
She doesn't know either. She's just guessing at the length and complexity.
It is true, though, because in Congress, if you're going to get any kind of highly classified information, you need a license to kill, too. So
You got to get it from Janet Dobinson.
You can't. That's a call forward.
Call forward to citation needed.
There. Good for you,
You're not
buddy.
listening to citation needed.
Well,
You
nobody's
should
heard
be.
that one. So.
Well, you just keep that, tuck that away like a
Tuck
little
that,
kernel.
be like, Janet
Back of your
Dobinson,
mind.
I'm saving that name.
There you go.
Okay.
It'll be funny in the future. And that's where things are the best kind of funny.
Everybody's gonna be like, Tom, wreck that shit. What? I love that you got to be smart to understand tax returns. Like somehow, like when they get other kinds of information that's highly specialized, they just get a specialized person to talk to them
Really?
about. What?
It's almost like we could have some kind of person who would account for these things.
Huh. That's
Like
don't
a-
get crazy.
Like an accountant.
Don't get. We would almost need
Wow.
the accounting.
And then-
call forth the accounting.
Like, yeah, I get that. Like, if I'm an individual Congress person, I might not have
Sure.
that expertise.
Yeah. I don't have the expertise to do my own taxes either.
I don't have the expertise to do much of anything anymore. I just hire people that are experts. For real, though.
Yeah.
Like, we have an Ian.
Yeah.
Right? We just, at some point, you can't be all things.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But you can recognize, like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
That guy does.
That guy knows how to do it. And
We
so
can find that guy. We have
Sure.
the IRS.
Yeah.
That's our thing.
Yeah, like, and the other thing too is when they normally do these types of hearings,
Yeah.
they call in someone from the place.
Right.
Right? So, like, you would think that the IRS could produce such an accountant to help us decipher this Rosetta Stone that is Trump's tax returns.
What kind of an argument is that anyway? Like, okay, we'd like to see his taxes. You're too stupid to read them. We're saying
What
this
did you
out,
just
like,
say to
what
me,
the
Sarah?
fuck?
Are you flexing on me,
Right?
Sarah?
Like, this is coming from Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
I would never say that to Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She looks like she could take you down.
She looks like she could
She
eat your lunch.
looks
Literally,
like,
eat your
yeah,
actual
eat
lunch.
your lunch. She looks like she could unhinge her jaw and eat you. Like
She looks mean.
She just looks
She looks like a mean
angry.
person.
She just looks angry. She looks like the kind of person whose feet always hurt and she lets you know about it. You know?
Her feet always hurt.
She's,
Shoes are too tight.
she just
Goddamn
seems like the worst.
bunions are acting
She
up.
seems like the worst.
She has the worst job.
Yeah.
She seriously has the worst job. It's like she lives her life like your first job out of college you couldn't quit.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, fuck, I hate this fucking job.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God, I got to pay the rent.
Yeah, and you're just like, I hate everything about PR. I never want to do this again.
You wake
Yeah.
up and you're just like laying in bed like, it's soulless, death time.
Oh God, she just tonight we talked about it on the show, but there's clear evidence of her lying to the American people in the Mueller report. There's clear evidence of her being the secretary or the press secretary of the United States for the president and lying openly lying to the American people. And if that's not a reason to fire her from the first job she got out of college, I don't know what is.
What's amazing is it won't matter.
Yeah.
Nobody will
No.
nobody will even ask her about it.
Yeah.
Nobody, seriously, nobody will even ask her about
Nobody's gonna. Yeah, there's never gonna be any kind of repercussions for her doing that.
All right. Yeah, we didn't need the Mueller report to know that shit. You know, we didn't need it to know it, but like,
It's true.
now it's undeniable no matter who you are.
Well, there's
right?
Right now, you're looking at it as a person he should be outside of the political system, and he is.
Yeah.
He's a Republican, and he wrote this report, and it's in the report now.
And it's damning.
Yeah,
It's absolutely
damning.
She won't get to finish her cheese plate. That's so
That is so.
mean.
Oh, it's true that they yelled at her or whatever when she was at her restaurant. And they wouldn't let her have that gay cake or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing things up. I don't remember. Okay, what the hell? How could the answer to anything be cornflakes, guys? How can that be?
I don't know how that conversation went on wherever that although it is YouTube, so maybe
Okay,
there you go.
That makes sense.
It's all coming
Yeah.
together. So
That's YouTube for you. Yeah. That is YouTube.
Yep.
That's for sure.
That's
for
entirely
sure.
fair. It's
Yeah.
entirely reasonable.
Who's all going to there's a convention this weekend. The
American Atheist Convention.
Atheist Humanist Convention or whatever it is. I was there last year.
Yeah, you enjoyed it. It was
It's
down
all
in
right.
Oklahoma
It was
City,
all
right?
It was nice to see a bunch of people that listened to the show. They came out, searched me out, got photos taken with them. It was a lot of fun. And then I got to hang out with the GAM crew, Citation, the other part of Citation Needed, and Thomas Smith was there.
I'm
so it was
sorry.
nice
I mean,
to see.
no.
It was nice to see Thomas Smith.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a nice guy.
I know the GAM guys are going to be there performing this
Yeah,
year.
the
So
GAM
it's down
guys
in
are gonna be-
Cincinnati.
yeah.
Or up in Cincinnati, depending on where you are.
Yeah, depending on where you're
For
at.
us,
It's down. It's down.
Yeah, it's always
towards
down.
Australia. So
It's closer to
closer to
Australia.
Australia than yeah.
I'm almost there.
Cincinnati's actually a really nice little city, man.
That's what you were saying.
Man,
It wasn't that nice back when I saw it.
I'll tell you what, I
15
was
years ago.
blown away by how nice that downtown area is.
Yeah, they must have done a lot of work because when I spent 3 weeks down in Cincinnati 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was deeply unimpressed.
It was. I'll tell you what. There's a music center in the center of town there with a gorgeous park around it. Great food. I can't. I mean, from the little bit I saw of Cincy, I was pleasantly surprised. It's certainly no Cleveland. Cleveland's a fucking hole.
hole in the ground.
Cleveland's disgusting.
Cleveland could be burned to the ground and
Yeah.
nobody would.
Nobody
notice
would care.
it. Yeah.
So let's see. So if you guys are interested in the Mueller Report show, that's going to release on Monday. Patrons will get it hopefully sooner. I'm hoping tomorrow sometime. Ian, when will you be able to edit that final edit for them?
I could probably do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
I'll,
Ian's
I'll-
gonna do it
So
tomorrow.
I'll get it to Ian in the morning, and then Ian may be able to. Now he's on record, so Ian's
That
going to
was
get
a
it to him.
promise.
So
You
that
heard
was
that.
guys. I don't know if you heard that.
May.
That was
May.
Colin,
No,
that
it's
was
releasing in April.
Yeah.
Stupid. Ugh, Ian.
Son of man.
Yeah, so if you're interested in that show, you can get it early by becoming a patron. You can go to patreon.com/dissonancepod or dissonancepod.com, and you can become a patron on a per episode basis, guys, and help make this happen. So
Studio's going to pay for itself.
it definitely is.
We
not.
literally need you to pay
No,
for
it literally,
it.
literally needs people to pay for it.
You should pay for it.
But we're gonna try to come back if we can, either next week or the following week, with another short stream. We hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Out of curiosity, is Easter Friday a public? It is not.
no.
It is not a public holiday.
No, there's no such thing as Easter Friday here.
Yeah, so there is no Easter Friday. First, there's no Easter Friday. It's Good Friday, and Jesus died so you could have a day off. That's why he died.
And there's no Easter Monday.
Yeah, there's no Easter Monday.
There's no Easter holiday.
Yeah.
The school kids get the day off.
Most school kids get Friday off,
Right.
and
And Monday.
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna wrap up the stream now. Hopefully, we'll be back next week with another stream. Thanks everybody for joining us. We had a great crowd tonight. Thank you guys so much, and we will be back next time. But we're gonna leave you now and say goodbye. So bye everybody. We're gonna
Bye, guys.
wave at one of these things. So long.
I don't
everybody.
know. I'm in your
We're just
camera
waving.
now.
Just waving now.
All right.
So long,
Well,
everybody.
it's over.
It's over.